Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's Board of Police Commissioners meeting. It's July 17th, and I'm going to begin. We don't have a quorum, but we have a couple of commissioners that are on their way. So we're going to start with the invocation, and today we have Deputy Chaplain James Powell, who will deliver the invocation via Zoom.
Chaplain Powell. Go ahead, please. Chaplain Powell, go ahead, please, with the invocation. Chaplain Powell, go ahead, please, with the invocation. Can you hear me? Just one moment. We're just having a little technical difficulty. Chaplain Powell, can you hear us now?
Sure.
Chaplain Powell, can you hear us now?
Hello?
Yes, sir. Go ahead, please, with the invocation.
Hello? Hello?
Chaplain Powell, please go ahead with the invocation.
Can you hear?
Can he hear you?
Chaplain, can you hear me? This is Commissioner DeWalsh. Okay, we're going to give it another couple seconds and then. Chaplain, can you hear us?
Chaplain Powell, can you please go ahead with the invocation?
Okay, we're having technical.
Hello?
Can you hear us?
One here?
Yes, we can hear you. Can you go ahead with the invocation, please?
Hello?
Okay, we're having technical difficulty. We're going to ask Commissioner Presley if he will.
Ms. Underwood, is anyone there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please go ahead. Can you hear us now? Can you please go ahead with the invocation?
Is anyone there?
Okay, I think we need to just move along, and if Commissioner Presley could give us.
Yes, let us send our hearts together for a word of invocation. It is with gratitude that we approach this moment in time, grateful for the opportunity to participate in ways that advances the business of the city in order for the quality of life for the citizens of Detroit to be enhanced. Now we ask that this meeting go forth with decency and order, that we might indeed work in cooperation to ensure that all things are done within your will. It is in your many names we pray and give thanks. We all say amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you. And now let's go to public comment.
Our first speaker will be Dr. Gordon. After Dr. Gordon, Lieutenant Mark Young, Miss Angela Smith, and Minister Eric Blunt.
Thank you. Our first speaker, please.
Dr. Gordon? She's right there. She's coming.
We'll let you know, ma'am.
I like to see because
Hello?
I want to say something. Y'all used to have it where I could see it. I feel I got cheated before,
We'll make sure that you get 2 minutes, ma'am.
Hello?
so it ain't nothing you could let me see because I want to say something.
Can anyone hear me?
Go ahead, you may speak, ma'am.
The lady went over and pushed her wheelbarrow. She had in the middle of the sidewalk. She was talking about damage. She tried to hurt me. I said, man, what she was doing? Trying to hurt me. You didn't see it all. I said, yes, I did. I seen every angle you sent me.
Hey, listen. I literally typed a warrant for her in regards to somebody, but the way I wrote it, I knew the prosecutor was going to deny it. That's what she was pissed off about. Like,
This is crazy. Wanted me to be in on the meeting.
you went?
You were there. That's the day she goes, I'm going to change my mind. I'm like, you wanted didn't write my warrant. When that lady across the street was brought me, I said, no, I did not. I said, because you was not supposed to. I don't know if she was trying to get down or not.
Because Pam actually gave her a letter stating that the neighbors.
She doing right. She might put on black. Everybody on black.
Whoop her ass.
Get the damn cameras down. That's the first thing. Got ninjas to do that. And the other will
That is crazy. Yeah, like I said.
crazy as fuck. You a crazy.
They got it together a long time ago. They would have lit a match, you know? Oh, you ain't got that to come back and got certain type of way with her because she's the type of person, she'll make a complaint on you. And then downtown, listen to her for a minute because don't nobody know how to say, hey, lady, you are wrong.
Okay, first of all, I had video of me being assaulted, and the police officer, the detective, chose not to write up what she saw. The other one, every case they received that I put in a complaint, in a report that I was attacked, my property was tore up, everything I have video. And I think the chief should go further investigating the 7th precinct because they part of a united with the cult, Black Club, Fisherburn, Seneca on the east side.
Dr.
I had to leave my home because
Dr.
now I fear for the police saying they should burn up my house.
Dr.
Because they
Gordon.
tired of me coming down there
Dr. Gordon.
making police reports with evidence that never went anywhere. And that's the sad part. And I don't understand, they lying on their police reports. Lying. I got video. I'm not asking you to believe me. All I'm saying, watch the video, how they tore up my property, how I was attacked. And the detectives chose not to do nothing. And then they walked around my house
Dr.
taking
Gordon, your time is
pictures
up.
of my
Dr.
home. And that really feared me to say how many cameras, because it's go on longer than this. This just part of it, because I only have 2 minutes. And it's a shame, because the police is policing the police. So where else do I go from here to get protection? I try to do the right thing. I called the police. I made a police report. And then they falsify what I say.
Thank you, Doctor.
And I hope the chief want to hear the rest of what they said about me. This just part of it. They really let me have it.
Thank you.
And I ain't never did nothing to none of them, not one of them. Oh, and then they wanted to give me on here, if you didn't hear, they was going to give me a ticket by falsifying that said I did something that I didn't do. So why wouldn't I be scared? I'm scared for my life and my babies.
Thank you.
And it's more than one police officer. Detective, these are detectives.
Okay.
You hear me?
Thank you so much.
Detectives.
Chief, is there someone that we could refer to her to, please?
Absolutely. I
I have been referred before, and then when I come down here and complain, and the last time when I told it was on video what they did to me, they was warned, and then they sent another letter to my
Thank you.
home to attack.
We're going to have someone talk to you right immediately. Thank you. Thank you, Doctor. Next speaker. Actually, we have a quorum. Thank you, ma'am. Can we have the call to order? I'm going to call the meeting to order. Can we have the roll call, please?
Commissioner DeWalsh,
Present.
Commissioner Woods,
Present.
Commissioner Bernard,
Present, District 2.
Commissioner Banks,
Present.
Commissioner Bell,
Person, District 4.
Commissioner Moore is excused. Commissioner Presley,
Here.
Commissioner Smith,
Present.
7 present, ma'am.
Thank you. Can we get an approval of the July 17th agenda, please?
So move.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor indicate
Aye.
by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Thank you. And now, could we get approval of the minutes for June 26th, 2025?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved.
Madam Chair, you could do all three unless someone objects.
All 3 minutes at the same time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Now, if someone objects and has a correction, you can do it, but you could do all three.
Okay, before we approve the minutes, we need to pause for about 3 minutes because there's no sound right now, and we're having technical difficulties, so we're going to pause for about 3 minutes. Thank you.
Going to do recess for 3 minutes?
We'll recess for
Thank
3
you.
minutes. Thank you.
See you. How you doing? All right. Good to see you. Okay? Thank you.
protect people down here, Chief.
I'm making a phone call.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to proceed with the meeting. They're still trying to work on the sound. It won't be available on Zoom, unfortunately, but they will continue working on it. Madam Parliamentarian, so I have a question. We were in the middle of a motion to approve the June 26th meeting. Should we go ahead with that and then do the other two together?
If there's no objection, you can do all three without changing. It's all unanimous consent anyway.
Okay.
The only way to object to approval of the minutes is to have a motion to amend them.
Okay, so you're saying make one motion now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve June 26, 2025, July 3rd, 2025, and July 10th, 2025 minutes?
So move.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Okay, the minutes are approved. Thank you. And at this time, could we introduce the BOPC staff and all of the elected officials and representatives and community leaders and the chief?
Madam Chair, present today, Corporation Counsel Conrad Mallett, Drew Freeze, Felicia Tyson, Janya Underwood, Mary Barber, Teresa Blossom, Candace Hayes,
Recording in progress.
Okay, it's been fixed. Thank you.
Armesia Joshua, Dior Mathis, Chief Investigator Jerome Warfield is present on Zoom. Office of Chief Investigator, Supervising Investigator Tiffany Stewart is present. Dr. Francis Jackson, parliamentarian. DPD HR Director Katrina Patillo. Chief of Police Todd Bettison is with us today as well. The ASL interpreters today are Ms. Yakata and Dr. Stephanie Beatty. Court reporter Don Handyside, Enrique Jackson, audiovisual. Elected officials or representatives registered at this time are Marie Overall for State Representative Tyrone Carter's office, Ms. Phrygia Butler, 2nd Precinct Community Relations, Ms. LaDon Davis, Office of Council Member Fred Durhal III, via Zoom, Mark Young, President of Lieutenants and Sergeants Association. I thought I saw Ron Thomas. Nope. And former Detroit Police Commissioner William Davis via Zoom. And those are the persons I have signed in at this time.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. At this time, the BOPC Chair report, I have nothing to report except...
Madam Chair, please acknowledge the presence of Commissioner Burton.
Yes, you're right.
Thank you.
Commissioner Burton has joined us. Thank you.
Thank you.
And at this time...
Recording in progress.
We have a resolution honoring Police Officer Brett Letwin, who is retired, and I've asked Commissioner Presley if he could please read that resolution.
Thank you. Through the chair, whereas Brett Letwin was appointed to the Detroit Metropolitan Police Academy on March 21st, 1994, he successfully graduated on July 19th, 1994, and was assigned to the 12th Precinct. And whereas Police Officer Letwin diligently served the residents, neighborhoods, businesses, and stakeholders in the 12th Precinct for nearly a decade, and on September the 14th, 2005, he was assigned to the Eastern District, where he served more than 8 years. On January 6, 2014, Officer Letwin was assigned to the 5th Precinct, where he continued to serve until his retirement. In all his assignments, Police Officer Letwin exhibited a strong commitment to improving public safety and the quality of life for all communities. And whereas Police Officer Letwin was the deserving recipient of the following awards: a department citation in 2004, 2005, and 2011, the Major League Baseball 2005 All-Star Game Award, both Consent Judgment Awards, the Rosa Parks Funeral Award, the 2014 Ford Fireworks Award, and the Super Bowl 40th Recognition Award. He has also received numerous commendations from supervisors and letters of appreciation from the public. With his retirement on July 11, 2025, Police Officer Ledwin continues to be known as a consummate professional in public safety and law enforcement. Therefore, be it resolved that the Detroit Board of Police Commissioners, speaking on behalf of the residents of Detroit, award this resolution in recognition of Police Officer Brett Ledwin, 31 years of dedicated and diligent public service. His courage, leadership, and unwavering community spirit has improved the quality of life for the residents of Detroit. His dedicated service merits our highest regards and best wishes in his future endeavors. We thank and congratulate you, Police Officer Ledwin.
Thank you. There's a motion on the floor to honor Police Officer Brett Ledwin, and it's as read into the records. Is there a second?
Second.
It has been moved and seconded. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Madam Chair, you
Opposed?
have to ask if there's debate.
I'm sorry?
You have to ask if there's debate.
If there's a date?
Debate.
Oh,
Any
I'm sorry.
discussion?
Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Thank you. The motion carries, and I understand Officer Letwin is not here, but we will enter this into the records on his behalf. Thank you. And now the Chief of Police report, Chief Bettison.
Yep, through the chair, and thank you. I'll start out with our crime stats. And so-
Chief, before you start, I just want to acknowledge that we've been joined by Commissioner Carter. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll start with our crime stats. We're down in every category of violent crime. We continue the trend when as far as it's going down. So homicides, we're down 21%. Non-fatal shootings, 33%. Our robberies, 11%. Total Part 1 violent crime, 8%. Carjackings, 22%. One of the things that, as I travel throughout the community, members of the community and others have said, Chief, you've been quite busy. And so the 4th of July Independence Weekend, which is typically a violent weekend across the whole United States, we experienced, and many folks saw me on television giving updates. That's something I definitely don't like to do per se, because it's just not one of those comfortable things, especially when we have some of our teens and our youngest members of our community, which takes me back to this past Saturday. I spoke at Samir Grubb's funeral, and I was there for his repast as well. One of the things that I was able to do when I gave remarks at his homegoing celebration was the fact that we got the individuals, and so both suspects have been charged by Prosecutor Worthy, and we look forward to being able to deliver justice when it comes to that senseless act and crime, where individuals choose to make the bad decision to fire shots, and with a drive-by, poor little Samir Grubbs was struck while he was playing on his playscape over at Skinner Park. One of the things that we're going to do is, from a proactive standpoint as well, is with many folks know that we do peaceniks. And so while standing at the park, we've done them before in the east and west side in the past. We're going to have our peacenik this year in August at that park. Just updating the community as well. With that violent weekend, like I said, crime has been trending down. Our homicides are non-fatal shootings, but on that weekend, we saw an uptick when it comes to juvenile-related type crime. And by looking at the victims and then also some of the perpetrators, where we experienced one of our officers actually on routine patrol over in the 9th Precinct encountering some individuals that were wearing ski masks and were, as the young folks would call them, another popular name for them is the Pooh Shiesty mask. And so folks like, what is a Pooh Shiesty? You can Google it, and you can find out that that's a fashion trend that our young people wear with the mask over their face. Definitely don't like that, but when they investigated the individuals. Two of them took off running. Officers were able to quickly apprehend one. He was reaching, pulled out a handgun, and ended up shooting our officer in the hand, and our officer fatally wounded that suspect, and turned out he was 16 years old. It was after curfew. So we believe that by strictly enforcing the curfew, that we'll be able to make a difference, and then also asking and encouraging. And the purpose of curfew is not for a punitive, but to get parents' attention. You know, be responsible. Back in the day, it used to be the public service announcements. At 10 o'clock, it came on. Do you know where your children are? Do you know where your kids are? And so from a police standpoint, we're going to do that. But also, it's not just about punishment. It's about being able to find other proactive things. And so the city of Detroit has been good at that. Mayor Duggan has been good at that. With Grow Detroit Young Talent, on July 8th, had the opportunity, we kicked off the Grow Detroit Young Talent. We got over 8,000 young people that have jobs, summer jobs, money in their pockets, and being occupied. And so hopefully it has their mind occupied off the street so that they're getting prepared for work the next day. I would suggest, and we'll have a conversation with the administration as well, as what can we do as far as starting Grow Detroit Young Talent sooner. You know, I think that the break from June to July 8th is a little bit too long. So looking for proactive things as well. So, you know, of course, when people make the bad decision and parents not accountable for their kids, we're asking for an increase. The mayor has submitted an increase, administration, an increase amendment to the current ordinance where a first-time offense will go from $75 for parental responsibility to $250. A second-time offense, the maximum it could go to is up to $500. But once again, having a comprehensive plan as well, where having more things for our kids to do and occupy. One of the things that we've done is our community violence intervention. We've seen where in their areas violence has went down. Street beefs have went down as well. And so, of course, pushing for more funding via our Public Safety Trust Fund, which it's already passed the House, and that's 4260. That's the House bill, and 4261. We just need to get, that bill passed through the Senate, because the House version has sustainable funding year after year after year, and it'll not only be good for the city of Detroit and spread money across where you can do violence intervention and hire more police officers, but it will also benefit other cities that are experiencing violence, such as Kalamazoo, Grand Rapids, Flint, Benton Harbor. It has money in there for Inkster. And so I've talked with those chiefs of police and others as well in CPI groups. They support it. They support the sustainability aspect of it. But right now it's stuck in the state Senate. So we're continually pushing for that. One of our officers in the precinct, I commend them. They're working extremely hard, and I could just go through just stat after stat. I got a whole lot of different things here. I have the 9th precinct. They conducted a search warrant, hit a location. At this one particular location, they recovered 16 firearms and suspected cocaine of over $2,000. And that was the result of one of our ShotSpotter alerts. And so great job to the 9th precinct. And what I've done since I've been chief is wanting to make sure that the community know that we're still enforcing drugs. We're still hitting dope houses and doing those type of things and holding individuals accountable. And so pushing it out on social media as well. Another good thing is our DPD Explorer Camp. On Sunday, July 6th, officers from the Detroit Police Department led students of the Explorer Camp up to Howell, Michigan for 5 days, and they're on a college campus. And so we got about 100 of Detroit kids on campus with our Explorers, so those are proactive programs as well. I'll have a conversation because we already talked about Independence Day and the 4th of July weekend. I think one of the things that we need to do is when kids get out of school is ramp our programs up sooner. So I'm just letting everybody in the room know right now that Explorer Camp will be starting in June of next year. We have Cooling with Cops, we have Biking with Cops, and we've also started a community violence intervention basketball league in conjunction with PAL as well. And so that's going off really, really well. And the kids, and I'm going to make sure I get media out and want you all to take a look at it as well. But this is something I'm really excited about, and that's really special because the kids that are in this CVI basketball league, these are kids that have never participated in a basketball league before. This is, as I would say, the right population. It's the 1% to 2% of the population that typically feel like it's nothing for them, and they'll group together. They're typically involved in gangs, either victims of violence or perpetrators of violence, and they normally will be fighting each other. But already, we're seeing some great progress where they're in the same room, in the same space, and they're forming bonds and friendships. And so we believe that that's going to lead to a further reduction in violence as well. That is my report, and I'm open up for any questions you may have, ma'am.
Are there any questions for the chief? Yes, Commissioner Banks and then Commissioner Bernard.
All right. Thank you, through the chair. Chief Bettison, we have a young lady here today. Her name is Miss Angela. Her son was ran over by a young lady, and the detectives that were on the scene, Detective Hutch and Detective Brucini, that was on the scene with this here case. The case was June the 10th when this happened, and it's now July 17th, and she haven't had a call back from these detectives or anything. That's almost 40 days. 3 more days will be 40 days. And to top it off, every bone in her son's body is broken. And she haven't talked to the Detroit Police Department at all. No call back. This is making these officers, Detective Hutch, Detective Brucini, are making the Detroit Police Department look bad. And she's hurting. I talk to this lady twice a week. She's in pain. She's hurting. She's right here. So can we get someone from the Detroit Police Department to call her up and update her on this here case, what took place at the 2nd Precinct?
Regularly.
Huh?
Regularly. Call and update her regularly.
Exactly, at least in the next 3 days, because she already done waited 37.
She'll get an update today, and
Okay, good.
and
Hold on 1 second, Chief. Can you stand up, Miss Angela, because she is here. Here she is, right here. Okay, Chief, go right ahead.
So,
Sorry.
Miss, I am definitely want to apologize to you for that right there. I can't even imagine why, I'm hearing this and why this has occurred, but I have First AC Fitzgerald, and so all the patrol and all the detectives report to him. He's standing in the back. He'll have a conversation with you, and I'll update the board as to what occurred. I don't know why, but we'll get you a update today, and we'll get the board and everybody else an update as to what has occurred. And we'll update you.
Wonderful. And also, one more thing, Chief.
Through the chair. You have another question?
Yes, I do,
Okay.
Miss. Through
Go
the,
ahead.
through the chair.
AC Fitzgerald, wave your hand so she can see you. Yep.
Through the chair.
Go ahead.
And one more thing, not just calling her up today or tomorrow or something. Can we get her regular updates? Because we know that they may not find everything out today or tomorrow about the case. We know it's a process, it takes time. But can we at least get her some regular updates, some regular communications with the Detroit Police Department that will, bring her some type of comfort? This lady's in pain, but praise Jesus, though, that her son is breathing on his own. Today he was taken off the respirator, so that's good news all in itself. He was taken off the respirator, the breathing machine, so he is making progress. The Lord is progressing.
Yeah, Commissioner, absolutely. That's what I would expect. And so we will look all throughout it and figure out exactly what occurred and then be able to update this body. And the rest of the community you'll get updated as well. You'll hear.
Thank you, Chief.
Oh, I got one more. Through the chair. Through the chair.
Okay.
All right. Through the chair. Now, Chief Bedison, we had a situation what happened over here located on Florence and Trinity Street. There was a young teenager shot. The officer shot through a crowd of people. There was a crowd of people, and the officer shot the young teenager and everything. I'm requesting the video camera on that shooting, not challenging the Detroit Police Department's integrity, but I am requesting a video cam on that to make sure at least standard procedure took place during this shooting. First of all, he was wrong for shooting in a crowd. I'm sure Detroit Police Department are trained not to shoot in crowds. So that's an error right there. Are we, I mean, what's taking place with this officer? Is there going to be any retraining? Or what's going on here? Some type of retraining, some type of restructuring with this officer? Because that's just horrible for that officer to do something like, we talking about a crowd of people.
So
And for him to do something like that is totally out of order.
I believe that happened last year at some point. I believe it's a female police officer.
I think it happened back in June of this year, I believe.
Okay, so let me look into that, and I would love to meet with you about it. And so I need to make sure we're talking about the exact same one, but I'm all about transparency. And what we do is we ensure that we release the video and its critical incident debriefings. And so you will definitely have access to the video, sir.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
I'm all set.
And let me say this too, through the chair, that when it comes to policy standards and procedures, the Detroit Police Department, my officers, the majority of the time, get it done the right way. I mean, they're out there doing a phenomenal job. However, they're human. They're not perfect. Mistakes happen, and we have internal affairs. We have force investigations. We meticulously go through it, and when it comes to policy amendments, if it comes to our officers not getting it the right way, they're held accountable, and the board gets a chance to see it because I'm going to bring it right here to the board. So I just wanted to say that for the community, but also just remind folks that the Detroit Police Department, our officers are out there working their butts off, doing a tremendous job.
And you know, through the chair, once again, through the chair, I just want to say this, Chief Bedison. Yes, you have some good officers. I done mentioned that to you before. You do have some good officers, and you're going to change the culture. I mean, you know, as a bishop, you know the ability with the foresight God has given. You're going to change the culture of the Detroit Police Department. I give you that. And you have some good officers. But my job is to point out misconduct on the Detroit Police Department. I would be a weak bishop if I didn't do that. I'm all set.
Thank you. Commissioner Bernard?
Just quickly, Chief, it's good to see you. I'm glad that you were able to make the meeting today. I want to tell you that I had an incredible police experience on Saturday at about 9 o'clock near Greenfield and Finkel. There was a huge, it had to be a couple of thousand people, party at the club on the north side of Finkel. They had big tents, everything. You could music. There was tremendous traffic congestion. I think everybody in town that has those three wheel things was there. Boom boxes. It was really cool. I mean, it was cool like that. But what was amazing on my mother and my father, there was a phalanx of police officers, not just the ones in cars, right? I had to go all around every kind of way to get over towards that area. But anyway, standing, 3 deep, at least 10, 20, 30, just standing, watching. I mean, not doing anything, not bothering anybody, not harassing anybody, not telling them to do anything, just standing there. And then there were about 20 police cars just circling with their lights on. No paddy wagons or any of that kind of stuff. Just officers on the scene, just there. And it was amazing. I've never, in my whole life in Detroit, and I was raised on Finkel and Lawton, so you know I know Finkel well. I have never seen a peaceful, it was a totally peaceful police presence like that at 10 o'clock at night. So I know everybody was working overtime. I don't know how many people. I had to be at least 30 standing there. And I looked out, I waved to them and stuff, and they didn't move. They were just peaceful, just standing there, just in case, I guess, just to let people know that there will be no foolishness. You didn't bother people about the noise or about the speakers. There was no harassment that I noticed of anybody for any reason. Except you didn't even bother the traffic. I mean, the traffic was difficult to get through. You guys use your blue lights to get through, but everybody else had to just go slow. So I just want to congratulate you on what you did, what you said you were going to do. You said that you were going to emphasize, and this was not a street party or a block party. This was a nightclub party that was everywhere for a whole block. And you just did it. You did what you said. You did what you promised. You kept your promises made, but promises kept. And I just want you to know that no one was offended. No one was cursing at the police or acting crazy or doing anything. They just respected your presence like they're supposed to. So I just want to congratulate you on that. I knew it was something you had done. It was too big to have not. It was too big of a presence for it not to have been ordered by you. So thank you.
Through the chair.
And for the Caribbean restaurant that I go to there every Saturday night, they were happy to see you too. They're across the street.
Through the chair, thank you, Commissioner Bernard. And I just give it back to the men and women of DPD. They're professionals, work in the mobile field force and our block party detail and just stepping it up. The mayor has authorized additional overtime after the 4th of July weekend. And I can tell you that since we've been doing increased curfew enforcement and since we've increased the hours of our mobile field force and put more officers out there, as a result, we've had a pretty quiet week, knock on wood. So
It was amazing.
Pause. Thank you.
I'd never seen it before.
Thank you, Commissioner. Are there any other questions or comments?
To the chair. Question for the chief.
I'm sorry, wait a minute. Commissioner Presley had his hand up, and then Commissioner Burton. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Thank you, through the chair. Two questions. First, I know at the beginning of your tenure, there was some conversations about increasing the efforts around traffic enforcement. And while I know it's not a part of the Part 1 violent crimes, I'm wondering what changes, assistance that you're seeing as a result of that increased enforcement.
Yep, we have, and matter of fact, that's an ongoing conversation. And so one of the things that you may have noticed or may not have noticed, but our Detroit police officers are even doing some traffic enforcement on the freeways. And so that's been one of the things that I've been drilling down on, ensuring that our traffic enforcement is stepped up. My watch just got somebody talking to me through my watch. And so you're going to continuously see more of that. I've had a conversation also with Colonel Grady of the Michigan State Police and said, hey, we need more assistance and support. And so we're working together, and it's going to be more and more traffic enforcement. And I'll do PSAs to let the community know. And another thing is that we're going to be doing as well is individuals who are out there reckless driving and no license and continuously violating the law. It's going to be increased enforcement, and so it won't just be tickets. We'll be impounding their cars as well, and we'll continue on with that.
So to follow up to that through the chair,
Yes.
And I know it might be hard to measure good behavior, but is there any kind of way you can set metrics so that we see, I don't know, how many accidents are occurring, how many tickets are being provided, so we see that the increased enforcement is actually having a tangible impact on better driving behavior?
Yep. We'll do a presentation before the board where you can see we track and look at where the accidents are occurring, time of day where the accidents are occurring, so that we can make sure that we place our enforcement efforts at the time and location where the accidents are occurring. And so we'll make sure that I, bring a presentation to the board and we can have an ongoing conversation to be able to track to see, is it really deterring, especially in those hot spots?
Thank you for that. And then secondly, it's kind of to that point, but in a different issue, in a sense, when you know that there are areas where there are high traffics or higher infractions of traffic violations, you commit resources to those areas. And as we talk about the kind of challenges we're seeing with juveniles, particularly during the summer, I know you mentioned summer employment programs, but I'm wondering if there's any targeted focus on at-risk children. I mean, because obviously I'm aware in the work that I do that often people who need the services don't apply themselves to the services, and I'm sure that there is a small slither of young people who may be adding to the challenges that we're seeing in our community. So as you're talking to the city around starting the program earlier, seeing if there's any opportunity to delegate a particular portion of those jobs to children who's either been in the juvenile system, who's had encounters with law enforcement, so that they are having the opportunity to have their behaviors redirected during these summer months.
That's an excellent question. And anytime I use the word CVI, community violence intervention, you can almost be assured that I'm talking about that population. And so with even the basketball game that I talked about, and with PAL, being very, very intentional so that the kids that are most at risk for either being the victim or the perpetrator of that type of violence or involved in gang, et cetera, beefs, those individuals are the ones that we want to reach that we typically have not reached. So absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Burton?
Through the chief, thank you, Madam Chair. Question for the chief. Have there been an update regarding the Keene home shooting?
It's interesting. So the person that was calling me on my watch that had just popped through, that's Commander Javon Johnson. And so I've been tracking that very, very closely. As of right now, I don't have any information that I can give you regarding the Martin Luther King shooting, but we are continuing to investigate that one. But at this particular point, I don't have anything that I can report out publicly as far as where we are with that one. But we are working it. We do have some leads, but I can't disclose that at this particular moment.
Can you brief me on that at a later time, perhaps this week?
I sure will, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions, commissioners?
Yeah, right here. I got one more through the chair.
Sure.
Through the chair. I want to say this to you, Chief. You know I got a great amount of respect for you. I love you, and you know my character. I just wouldn't say, hey, this person is good, this person is great, but you're a man of integrity. You're a man of integrity, and your heart's right. And that's what's going to trickle down to the Detroit Police Department. So then that's how you go change the culture over the next 4 years. The culture is going to change. I prophesy to you. I've been knowing you over 15 years. Prophesy to you, seeing things come to pass, right? So that's
Commissioner. We're tracking. I'm right there with you. But the only thing that I want to say and just really emphasize is every police department, regardless of what police department it is, everyone you go, they all got an internal affairs section. They all do. They all have some type of disciplinary unit. I don't care if the department is that big or this big. So it's always going to be, whether it's for general, wherever it is, it's always going to be something. But all I'm saying is I want to keep it in perspective where the majority of men and women of the DPD, they're getting it right. But if I got a few out there that's getting it wrong, and when they get it wrong bad, it's an issue. And I'll just bring this up, and I talk to my officers at roll call. I'm out there. This badge right here, when somebody does tarnish the badge, it weighs down on all of us. And it's very, very public, unlike other professions. When we had the officer with the shoes, that took the shoes out of the precinct, I really heard a whole lot about that. And then just recently, we had an officer over at the 6th precinct, I believe, that made the very bad decision to steal some money on body camera. And guess what? I did what I needed to do, and we all did what we needed to do. We don't stand for that. And that officer was arrested, and you know, he'll go through his process, but he still gets due process. I just really want to emphasize that. But the majority of these men and women out there, I just don't want it to get lost that they're doing it the right way.
Right. But through the chair, one more time, I'm through. But Chief, I just want to make sure, you know, we're on the same page where I respect your integrity and your heart's right. Like I said, your heart's right and integrity, and that's what's going to trickle down. See, the spirits trickle down. You the head. It's going to trickle down to the men and women in blue. So I'm all set. I just want to make sure that, you know, no love lost, no enemies here. You know, that, hey, I can exalt you too, just as well as, you know,
I'm going to come over there and give you a big old hug after this, okay? We're good. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you, Bishop.
Thank you, Chief.
All right, love you, man.
Through the chair.
Commissioner Burton?
Yes. I want to just make this really quick. Chief, you know, our community, we love what you're doing, and we see you out in the community, and you in every district, and, you know, and you talking with residents, and the Walk a Mile Wednesday with the Chief is definitely something that's actually working in our community, allowing community to feel connected with the department, and, you know, and tips are coming in, you know, a lot of times, and so I hope that we can continue to see that and continue to see more of that. And I know in the fall and winter months is going to be kind of a little different, you know, or whatever. But I don't know, will you be continue to take your walks indoors or whatever? Because our community, our community love walking with you, you know, and so I just want to just share that, you know. I mean, everywhere I go, I mean, people say, you gotta walk with the Chief, walk a mile Wednesday with the Chief. So I don't know. It's great to see our Chief out there with his sleeves rolled up and talking with families and helping, you know.
Thank you. And maybe it's something, I mean, maybe in the winter it'll be fireside chat with the Chief in somebody's house. But thank you for that. And, you know, we definitely will keep on connecting.
Thank you, Chief.
Through the chair, I got one more.
Go ahead.
Chief, are people getting in shape?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
Me too.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
That's what it's all about.
Any other comments or questions for the Chief? All right, hearing none, then the next item on the agenda, Commissioners, you received packages on recommendations for promotions that the Chief has and wants us to consider today. And for those promotions, we're looking at to the rank of Commander 1, to the rank of Captain 1, and to the rank of Sergeant 12. So the first promotion recommended is Captain William Sims to be promoted to the rank of Commander.
Can't even have him present.
Is he present?
Tell him to come to the podium.
If you could come to the podium. Okay. Is there a motion to approve?
Madam Chair, I'll make a motion to promote Captain William Sims to the rank of Commander.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? The motion.
Don't ask for extensions, Madam Chair.
I'm sorry?
Do not ask for extensions.
Okay.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, the motion carries. Would you like to say something?
Through the chair, yes, ma'am. First, I want to thank Chief Beddison, of course, the board. Thank you so much. I also want to thank First AC Fitzgerald, AC Ewing, AC Hayes, Deputy Chief Stewart, Deputy Chief Bliss, and the rest of the executive and command team. I want to say thank you so much. I also want to thank the host of mentors, colleagues, friends, and family that assisted me through this point in my career. I'm so excited to begin this next chapter of my career, and I look forward to continuing my service to the citizens of the city of Detroit. Thank you so much.
Thank you. The next consideration is for Lieutenant Shelley Eggers. Could she come to the podium? Thank you. And her recommendation is to be promoted to the rank of captain. Okay, is there a motion to?
So moved.
Okay,
A second.
it's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Okay, hearing none. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Congratulations.
Am I supposed to? Parliamentarian, was I supposed to say something other than,
Got to ask for those opposed, Madam Chair.
I'm sorry, I can't hear.
Anyone
okay.
opposed?
Oh, didn't I ask that?
No, you asked for those who were in favor, but you got to also ask for those opposed.
Opposed? I thought
Opposed.
I
Thank
thought
you.
I did,
I
okay.
thought you did too.
All right,
I thought she said it.
all right, so do I have to do that over?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Would you like to say something, Captain?
Yes, ma'am, I would. Thank you. I just wanted to say thank you. I am so immensely humble and honored and blessed to be standing in front of you today. I just want to thank you for this opportunity. I want to thank the Board of Police Commissioners, Chief Bedison, all the assistant chiefs, First Assistant Fitzgerald, and the executive team for this opportunity, for them believing in me and allowing me to be present here with you today. I'm just so humbled right now that they believe in my ability to lead the hardworking men and women of this police department and to serve the community. I have always been honored to serve under the badge. It is extremely important to me. I don't take the badge lightly. I take it very seriously. I've been on this job 30 years, and I still value it, and I love it, and I bring my A game every day. But it's important for me to stress that I didn't get here because I was on my own. I got here because of people who took the time out of their day to mentor me, to have courageous conversations with me, and get me where I am today. Therefore, I believe that in a leadership role that I would be in now, it is my duty and it's my honor and my privilege to continue to pay that forward to other people that come on this job. I want to continue to mentor the hardworking men and women of this job and be there for the community that we serve. When the chief talks about juveniles, that's important to me. I raised 2 boys, and they're men, and they're doing well in life, and I want to pay that forward to other young men and women on this world that we live in. So anything that I can do. I also believe that leadership, mentoring is all the highest calling of leadership. So I will continue to do that. Again, I thank you for this opportunity, and God bless everyone.
Question.
Thank you. Congratulations, Captain. Thank you.
What precinct are you in?
I worked over the years at precincts. I worked at the 2nd precinct, where your favorite restaurant is.
Yep.
But now I work at DPSH.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments before we go
Amazing.
on to the next rank, which is promotions to the rank of sergeant? And we have 12. So unfortunately, we can't have everyone speak, but we would like to ask you to come up and stand in front of the podium so we can all see you, and I'll call those names out. This is for promotions to the rank of sergeant. Police Officer Christopher Yoakum, Police Officer Brian Gibbings, Police Officer Joseph Lennis Saunders, Detective Lindsay Rogan, Police Officer Brian Borowski, NPO Aaron Krasuski, Detective Danielle Noisy, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Police Officer Matthew Spaher, Police Officer Joshua Houston, Police Officer Aaron Jones, Detective Kelly Patillo, Police Officer Michael Harrington. Okay, there's a motion. Is there a motion to approve these promotions to the rank of sergeant?
So moved. And second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion?
Only that it'd be great if we could take a picture of this class of sergeants. I don't think we've ever had this large a class before.
Is there
Does any-
someone that could please take a picture for us?
That
They had a
young man.
photographer.
Okay,
They had a-
we have a photographer right here. Thank you.
She with the press. Okay.
Oh,
She with the press.
She's not with us?
No, she with the press.
Okay.
You guys got to squeeze a little bit. Act like you love each other.
I think you're going to be working together.
They all took showers this morning. They're
Yeah.
good.
Praise the Lord.
It's a big class.
12 sergeants.
Amazing.
That's all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all in favor.
Okay, pictures have been taken.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? If not, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Congratulations.
Carried.
The motion is carried.
Motion carried, Madam
Motion
Chair.
is carried.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you all very much. Chief, is there something you'd like to say about all of these promotions?
I just want to thank the board. These are some very, very special promotions to me. Everybody we promoted today will be in charge of, in their command. They know their command. The command is the Detroit Detention Center. And so we all know that we're on August the 1st transitioning Building 500 over to the control of the City of Detroit Police Department. And so they'll be there. That's the supervisory staff. The majority of the staff that works in Building 500 are professional staff. They're civilians. But with any operation, you have to have good leadership. And so these individuals right here, who you just promoted, will be assisting and in charge of that operation, helping out along with the commander and also the captain, and they're excellent for the job. And just really everybody who's worked to make this happen, from Deputy Chief Bliss, Commander Russell, and I want to thank Mark Young with the LSA, Rodney Sizemore, and his whole executive leadership team, because when it comes to doing these type of promotions and ensuring that we got the right folks doing it, I couldn't have done it without Mark Young. So I want to thank you publicly too, Mark Young. Let me put respect on your name. That's Lieutenant Mark Young. So thanks, Mark.
Thank you. Thank you, Chief. Commissioner Woods?
Through the chair, I want to congratulate you all and want to thank the chief for his leadership in this regard, understanding the severity of this situation and understanding the complexity of this situation as it relates to the Detroit Police Department going back into the detention business, and that's something vitally important. And we want to be praying for you guys. It's a complex job. We know that it was part of the reason why we went into a consent judgment as well. So we want to be very, very conscientious and very, very sensitive and making sure that we are ensuring humane treatment over in that facility, and we know that you guys will do that, and we strongly encourage you that if anything that we can do to be of any assistance, Chief, so that we can continue on in the spirit of excellence, please don't hesitate to let us know.
Thank you, Commissioner Woods. Any other comments?
Through the chair.
Commissioner Burton?
Thank you. I just want to say, Chief, these are great selections of candidates for promotions, and this is a good look for the department and a good look for our community. And I love how diverse these promotions are today. I could tell they was well selected for their roles, and I know that they are well trained and well prepared and ready to go. And so I want to say thank you, Chief Bettison, for these selections today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any other comments or questions? I just want to take a moment to thank the BOPC, the Secretary and the BOPC staff from her office, and Chief Warfield and his staff for providing all of the documentation, the histories, the CRCs, everything on all of the officers so that we could vet them before we approved this recommendation from the chief. Thank you all for your hard work. They did it in a few days, and the board also for reviewing them with short notice, but also conducting a thorough review of all of the records. So thank you so much.
Let's get them a hand.
Yes. And now we're going to go back to oral communications. Public comments.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We're going to go back to Lieutenant Mark Young. I don't know if Miss Angela Smith came back in, and Minister Eric Blunt.
Today I come as respectfully as I possibly can. It's a difference between a accusation and an inquiry. I ask you to be careful when you make a statement that you say is urgent, but you address it in a public forum without the response. A lot of citizens don't have the privilege, the power that you have to be able to call an executive or someone to be able to make that inquiry. But when you do that publicly, the narrative is awful because people don't understand the full story. Because behind everything, there's an answer, there's a response, there's consequences, and there are repercussions. What bothered me and what compelled me to speak today is what happened a week ago in Warren. I never really speak about other departments, but the domestic violence situation that those cops were lied on. There was a statement that was made that those cops murdered an individual, that when they did the investigation and they showed you publicly, the narrative was far different than what was put out there immediately. You don't get to play and get to accuse the police department without giving a chance to understand. My mother used to say, behind everything, there's half of the truth. And you think that most police officers today just race into a situation to put themselves in harm's way? I can tell you, after every situation that happens, it's consequences no matter. A terrorist can come in that door right now. I can take him out. And I got to deal with whether I was intoxicated, had marijuana, whether anything, my whole public get to be put on display because of an act of heroism. Be careful with our narratives. Be careful what we say. It's a difference in making an inquiry. It's a difference in putting something out there to say, hey, let me talk to you. If it's so urgent, make that phone call. And so here, he can respond to say, hey, listen, that's not true. This is what's happening. A couple situations that happened, and I'll stop right here. I knew the answer to them.
Madam Chair.
Yes, Madam.
Through the chair.
Time is up, yes. Commissioner Burton?
Yes, Madam Chair. Can we take a vote to allow the president of Sergeant Lieutenants Union to finish his sentence? I think he had maybe additional 30 seconds or so, or
It's within
can
your
we?
discretion.
Yes, I will give that additional 30 few seconds.
Thank you.
I just want to say this, and I want to say this respectfully. I want the baddest police department, and we are. We're good and we're greater. I'm getting ready to address a national forum in a couple of days, and I'm going to talk about the Warren issue and some of the other issues that we face on a national level before some of the members of our United States legislature, and I'm going to talk about some of the issues that we face. When we put things out there, we have to be careful. Give them a chance to be able to have the answers at the meeting, not have it out there in the atmosphere like we're bad guys and criminals. When we're wrong, trust me, they hold us accountable and we deal with it. I know, I got lawyers, I deal with the stress, the whole bit. All I'm saying is just give us a chance. Be careful with our narratives, because what we say, we could speak the wrong things into existence and we could empower the same people that we're battling with every day. That's all.
Thank you.
Madam Chair.
Yes, Commissioner.
I agree 100% with President Mark Young in terms of what he expressed to this board and to the public. I think we need to adhere to that process to be more cautious at this table making these type of comments. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any other comments? Next speaker? Next speaker?
I wasn't sure I was next. Good afternoon, Board. I'm Minister Eric Blunt from Sacred Heart Catholic Church right here in Detroit. What Mark Young just said gives great credence and validity to body-worn camera footage. If you want to know, just show us. But the fact that you don't show us, and there's been a history of police officer misconduct, lying and cheating and stealing, that's where we go first. So show us the cameras, and we'll be just fine.
Good.
For the officers that were just promoted, congratulations. For the record, they all, including the chief, have left this meeting. Just another indication of how insignificant this board really is. I mean, you have no other option but to do what the chief tells you to do. The union contract says that an officer's disciplinary history cannot be used in determining their promotion. And we know just recently, an officer with 88 citizen complaints, almost all of them black men, was still promoted. So you still do what you do. I mean, it's a rubber stamp. Let's just be honest with you. And I wish one of you commissioners would stand up and say that, just to say, look, our hands are tied. There's nothing we can do. I've never seen a promotion rejected. I've seen a few objections, but it's always outvoted, and you just keep on. So the fact that the current union contract says all of these things that protects even bad officers has made this body effectively obsolete. You just are here. There's no really power or anything that you can really do or say. When it comes to a resolution by the board, no one here even asked the chief, were there any violations of the BOPC?
Thank you, Minister Blunt. Thank you, sir.
Can I get a vote for more time? I mean, it worked for the past one.
Go ahead, you can have a few.
Madam Chair, I didn't say anything the first time. You, as the chair, cannot grant that request. It is a rule of the board, and the board would have to vote to suspend the rules in order to extend the time. That's a non-debatable motion. It requires 2/3.
Okay.
If the board wants to vote to suspend the rule on public comment, then you need a motion to suspend the rules. It's non-debatable. It requires 2/3 to adopt. But you, as the chair, really cannot give that authority. It is a board rule, and only the board can do it.
Through the chair.
Your time
I
is up.
made it as a note. I was going to address it later, but if it's going to continue, then I got to address it.
Through the chair. Through the chair.
It just happened with me. That's okay.
Can we,
Commissioner?
can we allow Minister Blunt and whoever else for public comments to have a few additional seconds, just to show fairness, timely and fairness?
The correct motion is to suspend the rule.
To suspend the rules for
Must be
today.
seconded. It's non-debatable. It requires 2/3.
Just for today.
So there's a motion?
Is there a second?
Yes.
Second.
Non-debatable, so you just add,
No discussion?
no
Okay.
discussion.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
2/3 vote, so you either need roll call or you need show of
Okay,
hands.
so can we get a roll call vote?
Commissioner Woods?
No.
Commissioner Bernard?
Yes.
Commissioner Banks?
Yes.
Commissioner Bell?
No.
Commissioner Burton?
Yes.
Commissioner Carter?
No.
Commissioner Carter?
No.
Oh, sorry. Commissioner Presley?
No.
Commissioner Smith?
Yes.
Commissioner DeWash?
Yes.
1, 2, 3,
All righty, got it.
5 yes, 4 no.
So,
Motion lost.
yeah, so it is denied. It failed.
Okay.
Okay.
Already passed.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Our next speaker will be Ms. Williams, and then Ms. Bernice Smith, Mr. Smith, and Steve Walker. Then we'll go into Zoom.
Thank you.
Mother, you was here first. I thought you got it. Hello, through the chair. Like he said, it's unfortunate the chief left, but last week I was speaking about officers living in shelters without, like I've been talking about. Okay, so this is something when I stay at 628 Delaware. They broke into my apartment, pulled out cushion and this gravel, and messed with my magazines out of my chopper. This is not acceptable. These officers, and if you follow the paper, the money trail, where they came from the shelters, because that's the only way they can receive any type of housing vouchers, because they were in the shelters. So if you guys had did your job, do your job correctly, but as the minister said, you all just sitting up here warming up these seats. Have you contacted the FBI to inform them about this illegal corruption, about officers taking up bed spaces and then spending hundreds of millions of dollars that come from Washington, which is fraud? We're talking about police officers. How can we trust anything they say when they are stealing from the homeless? That system has failed the homeless people because they are unable to get into these shelters. So if you had done your job over a year ago, maybe a whole lot of stuff would be different. But all you have to do is see who's getting any type of housing vouchers, and it'll show you who was in the shelter and taking up bed spaces from the homeless. And if you cannot do your job, you shouldn't be sitting up there. You should be able to contact the FBI, because apparently, internally, you all are not doing your job like you should. And I really believe it's time for a true bill around this city, because everybody got excuses and make up excuses about all this illegal corruption. It's consequences, like the chief said. Decisions of police officers that take up bed spaces and taking advantage of the system. Thank you.
Thank you. Next,
Let me respond.
Commissioner Bernard, and then Commissioner Banks.
Go ahead. You can go. Go ahead.
I just want to say that anyone can be homeless at any given time. A spouse can put out a spouse. A parent can put out a child. We can't judge whether or not a person is homeless based on their job or based on what we perceive as their income. They could have, no.
Point of order. Point of order.
Point of order. Please let.
They can be in bankruptcy.
Please let her
You don't
finish.
know what a person's circumstances are. You don't know what a person's circumstances are.
Okay, Commissioner Banks.
The shelter does its screening.
Madam, please. Commissioner Banks.
Yes, through the chair. And once again, I just want to mention, you got good officers out there. You got corrupted officers out there. Just like the officer last week who stole $600 out the lady's purse. It was just flat out wrong. You can't justify that no kind of way. It was just flat out wrong. You can't justify it. So that's all I got to say.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Good afternoon.
Good
Commissioners.
afternoon.
It's a pleasure to be here today. I wouldn't miss it for nothing. Let me read something to you that I wrote about a month ago. We are living in a state of destruction. Racial injustice is the black man's burden. We must pray for love and peace. We must be co-workers in our city. Enough is enough. We must stop the shooting and killings of each other. There should be love and peace, not destroying each other. Parents, check who your children associate with and their whereabouts if they're living at home. You have the power. Use it. Now, what I want to say is we are living in a situation, and crime seems like it's just overrunning our city. I look at the news every morning at 11 o'clock, and I'm ashamed to the fact that these youngsters, and I call them youngsters, that's under 20, some of them are 16, they're out here doing things that I definitely wouldn't approve of, and the rest of you wouldn't either, by running over people, racing and going on in their cars, and doing things, and holding up, and shooting and going on. This is not our city. We have a good city. I came from Chicago, where it was hell over there, over 70 years ago. This is a darn good city. I love my city. I love my police department. I tell them every time I see them, you be careful out there. Because when they put that uniform on, you're taking care of me and everybody else that's in this city. And we must really pay attention to these youngsters. Have your friends talk to your friends about the children, or not children, but the young adults, what's going on. This is not necessarily what we're going through nowadays. And I just want to embed it in all of our minds. Let's look out for each other and tell these youngsters to behave themselves and stop all this hijacking and running around shooting and going on.
Thank you, Ms.
All right.
Thank you.
I'm through.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Good afternoon. I just want to say I did call you, Commissioner Woods. I didn't receive an answer to that call. You told me to call you last meeting. I did that. I want to say I have a lady who is in need of a PPO, and she was denied a PPO at the 5th Precinct. I'd like any commissioner who's available to go with her tomorrow to get that PPO file because she was denied. Somebody threatened to kill her. I can go into too many details, but I can be reached if anybody would be able to assist. I also want to say July 19th, Church of the Messiah, 231 East Grand Boulevard from 12 to 1 p.m. There is a youth summit. It's called State of the Hood Youth Edition. It's going to be about gun violence. It's a press conference. Anybody is welcome to come to that. I had one more thing to say. I forgot what I had to say. I'm gonna give the rest of my time to Minister Eric Blunt.
Okay.
Thank
Is that
you.
allowed,
Sorry,
madam?
that is not allowed.
That is not allowed. I'm sorry.
We done.
I just want to say also.
Been doing that back in the day.
We used to be able to give it out.
Was a motion made that can't go down no more?
One second.
That's fine.
Madam Parliamentarian,
I'm sorry, what's the question?
that it was allowed in the past. And what
Not since
happened?
I've been your parliamentarian.
Yes.
It has been since you've been parliamentarian.
Okay, let me say this. If I was present and someone wanted to, quote, give their time to someone else and I didn't say something, then I apologize to this board. But there's nothing in the rules that allows someone to give their time to someone else. Now, if the board wants to allow that, the board knows what the process is. You can, it's your rule. If you want to do something about it, you certainly can.
Does it disallow, excuse me, through the chair, do it disallow it?
No, there's nothing, let me put it this way. What the rules do is tell you what you can do. There are no rules that can provide for everything you cannot do.
Okay.
There's no way to account for everything you cannot do. What the rules do is tell you what you can do.
Okay.
Okay, I'll just finish my time. I appreciate the explanation.
Okay, thanks.
Sorry about that. I want to say also, Commissioner Burton, I reached out to you. I would like you to help connect me to Commander Johnson, the 7th Precinct. Just the community relationship between me and the 7th Precinct is not very good. Even though I have had issues under Commander Speck, I like to reach out to Commander Johnson because as I was scolded last week and telling about reaching out and working with the department, I want to go right to the top because I wanted to reach out to a 2-year-old that was the family of a 2-year-old who was shot in my neighborhood. I feel like those type of tragedies need to be supported from a community aspect, not just from a police aspect. I also want to say I will be giving Lieutenant Brandon Cole a chance. I'll give him a chance to see if he's a decent human being because to this point he has not shown me that. So I'll give him a chance to see. I don't know. From my experience, he's not the best human being. I also want to say, Commissioner Bell, I just don't understand your premise. I understand you're a former officer, but sometimes your premise comes off like you just in la-la land sometimes. Like you don't read the room, you're tone deaf, very, very much so. I also want to give a shout out to Corporation Counsel Mallet, thank you for the conversation that we had. I don't think you realize how radical I am, but I appreciate that conversation. You taught me a little bit of a lot in that 30 minutes. Thank you.
Yep. Through the chair.
Yes, Commissioner.
If he said something about someone who may be experiencing a threat or anything of that nature, can you have an officer to be able to work with him to see what that situation is and stuff, to see if the person is in harm's way?
Through the chair, I sure will.
All right, thank you.
We'll have Sergeant Walker go out there and have a conversation with him.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
And through the chair,
Mr. Walker?
Wait a minute, we have two people want to speak, two commissioners?
mine gonna be quick.
Okay,
Through the chair,
Sure.
do we have a commissioner going with DeJounte tomorrow to the 7th precinct? Is it the 7th precinct, DeJounte? Do we have he needs a commissioner. Do we have a commissioner that want to volunteer and support the 5th precinct? Do we have a commissioner? This man has been faithful coming to this board for at least a couple years, to my knowledge. Do we have a commissioner willing to support him?
Well, we asked the sergeant to work with him on that.
Chair Woods, he's asking for a commissioner, though.
If he
Point of order, speak through the chair.
Yeah, speak through the chair.
yes, please.
Yeah, through the chair. Well, let's see what the sergeant can do with it and stuff like. We're not the police. You know, we can't. We're not crime fighters or anything. But if we can support him and help him in any way, most definitely. You know, but let's see through the chair, see if the sergeant can help him get that person who is in distress some help. If they need some help, they need some help.
I just want to add two things. So she has a murdered son, and she was denied a PPO from the suspect in the murder. And I want to bring a commissioner because officers denied the PPO. So I want to throw a little bit of my weight around and bring a commissioner, whoever may volunteer to come.
Jadante, I can't come tomorrow. I'm on an airplane in the morning at 9 o'clock. I would go with you if I could.
Okay, okay, anybody else? All right, let's have him speak with the officer and see if that can help.
Good.
Okay,
That's
thank
good.
you.
That's good.
All right.
Mr.
next
Steve
speaker.
Walker. Then after Mr. Walker, Ms. Victoria Camille.
Before we move,
Commissioner Presley, go ahead.
Yeah. Hello.
this question, sorry, 1 second. This question for the chief. Does DPD deny PPOs?
Through the chair, no, DPD does not deny PPOs, nor do we approve PPOs. A magistrate does that. They can go into the precinct and make an appointment with a social worker who can have a conversation with them and perhaps assist them with filling out paperwork, but it certainly is up to a magistrate to approve or ultimately deny a PPO. It's not a law enforcement matter at all, a law enforcement officer matter at all.
So it may be a circumstance where they were denied a meeting with the social worker then?
They could have been the social worker. I'm not sure, and I don't want to speak on it. Social workers' books do not, they don't make their scheduling through the law enforcement officers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If I may.
Commissioner Bernard?
Just quickly, to get the PPO, you fill out a form and you go to court and you speak for yourself, generally. You can have a lawyer present or something like that. But generally, it's, I was at the party last night, and he snatched me by my neck, and this is what happened. I mean, this is what you do. You filed a police report as a result, for example, of the assault. And you bring in a copy of the police report, and it's just you and the judge, and that's how it's handled. And the defendant, though, can be present, obviously. And he goes, I didn't snatch you by the neck. I was yada, yada, whatever it was. And the judge makes a determination about who he or she believes.
Any other comments? If not, next speaker then. Mr. Walker.
Yeah, hello. My name is Steve Walker. I'm a resident of City Council District 6, and I'm active in the Police Community Relations Committee for the 4th Precinct. I've served as nominating committee chair and this sort of thing. I rise today to go back to this issue that arose several weeks ago where the Detroit police went out to protect ICE when they were trying to snatch somebody out of their house. I remember when Ken Cockrell originally proposed this issue before the city council. The issue is no cooperation with ICE. I don't recollect any exceptions to that policy. I think when the Detroit police went out to protect ICE, they were violating the policy, and this board should reaffirm that policy. The fact of the matter is that the ICE and Trump are worse than the Gestapo in Germany. Even the Gestapo didn't cover their face. Detroit has plainclothes police officers. They don't cover their face. So doesn't bother me that there are people standing in the street complaining about ICE. They're an outrageous group. They won't identify themselves. I'm sure if I go up to a plainclothes police officer, they'll show me their badge. These people won't identify themselves. They won't wear any insignia. So of course people are mad at them. And I don't think the Detroit police officers should be cooperating with them. I think that's the wrong approach. The fact of the matter is that there are a lot of people in our community, even legal people, who feel very intimidated by what's going on, and I don't think we want the Detroit police to encourage this kind of behavior.
Thank you, Mr. Walker. If you would just stay there for a second, I do want to follow up on that, because a couple of meetings ago, there was a person here who also spoke on that same issue, and I think there was an explanation given in terms of the police officers were not involved in the activity that ICE were doing. They were called because of crowd control. I wonder if you could clarify that and maybe clarify just what the policy is and how police will interact with ICE.
So,
let me make two comments. First of all, I
Time
think...
is up, Mr. Walker, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We're going to try to respond just to what you've already asked. Sorry.
So just as a matter of clarity, ICE is a federal agency, Detroit Police Department is a local agency, and we are there for peacekeeping measures. If we get a 911 call to respond to a location, we will do that. We are not in cooperation with ICE at all. ICE conducts their own individual investigations and raids and anything along those lines that they do. It is not part and parcel with Detroit Police Department at all. Again, our only goal, our only focus literally is to stand there and keep the peace. And for what I understand, that was a chaotic scene that day. So I certainly was not here a couple weeks ago. I don't know what the chief officer said sitting here at the table, but our goal is peace, to keep the peace.
Again, I don't think the policy allows you to do that. Let me also ask, were any of the police officers who showed up at the scene showing you the supposed warrant that the ICE...
Hey, Mr. Walker, yeah, let's, that was what I was going to say, but I think she's already responded. That's kind of what the response was the last time, that they just went for crowd control. They were called. We need to take a look at the policy, and maybe at a later meeting or offline I could speak with you about that, Mr. Walker, about the policy. Thank you. Thank you for bringing it up. Next speaker.
Good afternoon, Commissioners.
Good afternoon.
I wanted to congratulate the those that were promoted today. Of course, they're not here, but congratulations to them anyway. And just kind of just reiterate the gravity of DPD taking control of the detention center again. And I look forward to the board sitting down with the community to take a look at the policies that govern the detention center to make sure that the community is comfortable with the policies, and then DPD being held accountable to those policies. I'd also like to remind the board that we are looking to hear updates on the actions that you committed to in the resolution several weeks ago, including establishing a task force to monitor ICE's activities.
To monitor what activity? I didn't understand.
Federal law enforcement activities in the city. which was as a part of the resolution that the board adopted several weeks ago. The last thing I want to bring up, there was an article in the Free Press a few days ago that indicated that a judge was appalled at some DPD activity that they saw during DPD addressing a drag racing incident, which we heard about in 2023. I recall the incident as well, and everyone was rightfully very concerned about the officer that was injured at that time. However, there was some information that is coming to light at this time that was not included or even alluded to in the narrative at that time. And the judge used language like, when he saw the video, it was crazy and unreal, and the officers were acting like cowboys trying to figure out a reason to pull their gun. And I just want to make sure that we get an update to the community in regards to that, because just like the civilian is going through the legal process to address their misconduct in the community, we need to make sure that if officers do not adhere to what they're supposed to do and cause undue harm as they are supposed to still uphold policy, even in difficult situations, that is also brought to light and addressed in a public and accountable and transparent way. Thank you.
Thank you.
Through the chair.
Yes, Commissioner.
Can we ask the board secretary to make sure that we get a copy of that article so that we can take a look at that, and if something
Madam
that we need to
Secretary.
look at.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes, Madam Chair, I've noted to get that immediately.
Thank you. Any other speakers?
Yes, we're going into Zoom. We have 6 speakers in Zoom. Our first speaker will be Ms. Tara Brown. After Ms. Brown, former Commissioner William Davis.
Good evening, Commissioners. This is Tara Brown. I don't know if you all have had a chance to see the Detroit is Different podcast that featured the interview with Victoria Camille. I am a little late getting here because I've had other things that have conflicted with this meeting, but I want you all to take the time to read that OCI report. It was everything that I asked questions about. It was everything that I said it was. Sans the mental health person at the McDonald's eating chicken nuggets. You all continued to sit here, and the only thing you all ever mentioned was Mr. Butler had a weapon. Sherman had a weapon. Sherman had a weapon. Yes, maybe Sherman did have a weapon, because now I don't know what to believe, because after reading that report, this body continued to perpetuate the lie of the Detroit police. Then the prosecutor came down and perpetuated the lie of the Detroit police. And then the OCI investigator found everything that we thought it was. The public doesn't like to be lied to. The public doesn't like to be lied to. They don't like to see the police out there when ICE is slamming people to the ground and essentially kidnapping them if they don't have warrants and badges. Again, I don't think anybody wants to have a combative relationship with the Detroit police, but sometimes I think people need to look at the optics, including this board. You can't come in here and say that you are a friend to us and then turn around and be complicit in BS. The other thing I wanted to mention is I do appreciate the Detroit police enforcing the curfew and holding parents accountable. It has cut down significantly on the fights and the screaming on the riverfront. I don't know why my neighbor, Mr. Burton, doesn't bring it up, because apparently he is a neighbor living across the parking lot from me. I would like somebody to come down here and address these fights and all the things that go on the riverfront after 10 p.m. when the riverfront is supposedly closing at dusk. There are just as many people down there at dusk.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Good afternoon. Can I be heard?
Yes, you may.
Okay. I think that the board needs to make sure they have special attention given to the detention center, since we are acquiring, we're going to start back operating and controlling it. Also, the board should let the public know, is there going to be any savings from Detroit doing that? Because I know what type of, it might have been some extra expense associated with the state doing it, and we paying the state. So I wonder, is the cost going to be the same? The cost going to change? Also, hopefully there's some truly civilian oversight of the detention center, as the vice chair indicated earlier, that was one of the main reasons why we was up under federal supervision. I think the board should look into actually doing some public service announcements. Mentioned this probably for quite some time. Also, I think the board should update some of its bylaws. You know, I think if a member is not going to be there, they should have a duty to inform that they're not coming. I worked for the city of Detroit for 34 years in the water department. You know, we used to have a policy that no call, no show, no pay. You know, we need to make sure that the public's time is not wasted. You know, so if somebody's not going to come, they're not going to come, but they should at least notify the board secretary or somebody in the office. I think some of these meetings are a little bit too long, and I think we need to be more concerned about what's going on in the city and what the board could do to help make people feel more safer calling the police. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Davis. Next speaker.
Our next speaker will be Mr. Miko Williams. After him, Mr. Overwith. The next person will be Public Citizen, and then the last person will be Mr. Rue.
Yes, hi, good afternoon, Commissioners. D'Amico Williams, private citizen, taxpayer, stakeholder, legacy Detroiter. After viewing this meeting today, I'm very disgusted with this body of leadership. I wish federal oversight would happen, and it would happen right now. I can trust that because I can't trust you all. You will put our lives in danger. You engage in cop propaganda. You listen to lies versus the public and the truth that it shares. You're also endorsing organized crime in Southwest Detroit among ICE, Homeland Security, Border Patrol, and DPD. It may not be some of you, but it's some of them that are a 55% white police force that is racist against its black and brown citizens. I do not agree with the curfew because you're punishing innocent citizens, you're punishing others, you're shutting off downtown exits, you're shutting off all of the amenities that we pay for as taxpayers. You all have done a failure of a job to reach out to our kids and to give them recreation. When you close the recreation centers, when you close the schools, school is out. But also when you close down the parks and things that we can't gather, then of course they're going to gather at a damn corner to be with their friends and to be with their loved ones. How dare you break that, especially Cooley. Cooley did nothing wrong, and the people know each other over there. So I don't know why is it that you all still don't understand that better policing means reaching out and having rapport with the community. The Detroit snitches and informants have failed, and they should not be paid any more money. And shame on this body for continuing to be against Detroiters instead of working with us, the ones that pay your salary.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Mr. Overwood.
Yeah, can everybody in that room hear me?
Yes.
Now, Darrell Woods, you circumvented the board's vote. They voted to subpoena the Michigan State Police report from the Detroit Police Department. You went into the office the next morning and instructed the acting secretary to not start the subpoena process and instead send a letter over to the Michigan State Police, an official letter requesting a report which they subsequently turned over a redacted version. Now, Comrade Mallett, you sitting right there. Did you hear what I just said clearly? Now, that man circumvented the board's authority, the vote. He got to go. And Comrade, you were sitting right next to Janice Winfrey on April 25th, 2024, when she told that lie about sending the findings on the allegations of voter fraud by anonymous citizen report to every member of council, the mayor, and the law department. And I know no. Because I called on May the 20th to every member of council, the mayor's office, and the law department. And the law department said they ain't got sugar, honey, iced tea. They didn't know nothing about no report, nor did the mayor's office. That's your boy, the one you was at DMC with. Now, Conrad, you done got in the way of what Nene want, okay? You did the wrong thing this time, Joker. I am who I am. And you and Mike can smoke dick.
Okay. Your time is up. Thank you. Next speaker. Next speaker.
The next speaker will be Public Citizen.
It is unfortunate that the chief is not present so that the citizens can address him as well. But I would like to bring to all of the members of the board attention a video surfacing on the internet on YouTube from a channel called Accountability for All, where the title is Detroit Cops Tried to Arrest Me. And this is an incident that occurred in the Boston Edison district several days ago, where an officer failed to identify himself to a member of the public, and that officer also decided to degrade a female and a male, telling them to try Ozempic. Not quite sure what that officer had in mind when he said that, but that is not how members of the Detroit Police Department should speak to members of the public. And I would again urge every commissioner to look at that video in its entirety. The title of it is Detroit Cops Tried to Arrest Me, and the channel is Accountability for All.
Thank you. Next speaker.
That was your last speaker, Madam Chair.
Okay. Thank you. And now we have the HR Director Katrina Patillo, who will be providing our HR report.
Good afternoon. Through the chair, I'll be presenting the HR report for the month of June. And I apologize for you all getting your information late. But I'm going to go through the report. So the department was currently filled, and this is for June, at a 97% fill rate. For sworn, we were at 99% fill rate with 32 vacancies, and the vacancy rate was 1%. For professional staff, civilians, we were filled at 93%. We had 60 vacancies, 7% vacancy, and for police assistants, we were at 93%, 7% vacancies. That was 2 vacancies for police assistants. For sworn recruiting from July 1st, 2024 to June 30th, we had a total of 2,661 applicants. 1,089 was in processing, 2 withdrew, 761 archived. We had hired 175 personnel. Temporary disqualified was 284, disqualified permanently was 205, and awaiting MCOs was 145. When we look at the testing for written and physical agility, for the written test, we had a total of 122 scheduled, and this is for June. 59 appeared, 37 passed. That was a 63% passing rate. As you were, 59 appeared, 37 passed, 63% passing rate. Fail was 22, that was 37% failure rate, 63 no-shows. For the physical agility, we scheduled 133, 70 appeared, 42 passed, that was a 60% passing rate, 28 failed, 40% failure rate, with 63 no-shows and 2 rescheduled. For academy graduates, we had 2 classes that graduated in the month of June, total 51 new officers. For sworn new hires, we had a total of 26, 34 civilians for a total of 60. For the Detroit residency information, for Detroiters total sworn, we had 609 and 15 police assistants 430 civilians. For non-Detroiters, we had 2,032 sworn, 337 civilians, and 11 police assistants. Of those numbers, for the new hires, civilian professional staff, new hires, 20 Detroit residents, and for sworn new hires, 11 Detroit residents. For our student intern program, we have a total of 417. Those numbers are 8 Marabellos, and then we have 409 Grow Detroit Youth Talent interns across various agencies within the department. Both of those programs will, the final day will be August the 8th, and we will do a final ceremony for them. For the attrition, for June, we had 10 officers that separated, 8 civilian professional staff, and 1 police assistant for a total of 19. For the leave of absences, for FMLA continuous, for sworn we had 12, professional staff civilians 4, for FMLA intermittent 58 sworn, 24 civilians. Paid parental leave 21 sworn, 1 civilian professional staff. For medical leave we had 5 for the civilian professional staff. Military we had 11 for sworn. Restricted 113 for sworn, 14 civilian professional staff. Disabled 36 sworn, 1 for civilian professional staff, and sick 22 sworn, 6 civilian professional staff. For suspensions, we had a total of 11, 10 police officers and 1 sergeant. For separations, a total of 10. That was 3 police officers that retired, 6 that resigned for a total of 9, 1 sergeant that resigned for a total of 1, and then for the total columns, retired was a total of 3, resignations a total of 7 for a total of 10. And then for the drop deferred option plan, we have a total of 470 members that are in that plan. We currently have 4 classes at the academy, 91 students. The next class will graduate August 15th. The next class to start will be July 31st. On this coming Saturday, we do have a DPD career fair where you can complete most of the process for anyone who's interested in becoming a police officer. So they will go through free medical screening, free MCO's written test, agility test, same-day interview, and they can meet the background investigators as well. And then on Monday, July the 21st, partnering with the city, we will have all of the city mayor fellow candidates, and also our Grow Detroit youth interns will be conducting a DPD career day. So we have blocked off the parking lot. We will have all the metro access. They will get a tour of DPD, crime intel, communications. They will go through the homicide floor for what they can see. And then for those that are interested in going to the academy, they will be going to the academy after that. Pending any questions, that concludes my presentation.
Thank you. Yes, I do. Are there any questions, commissioners? Go ahead,
Yes.
Commissioner Woods.
I see on your HR monthly suspension report as far as for June 30th, effective June 30th, 2025, that you had 3 termination terminated. It says pending/attrition. Can you tell me what that means?
So it says terminated pending arbitration. So I don't want to get into pending arbitration.
I got you. That. And those happen in June?
Those would be the status updates for June. So this is the entire month. So if they could have been suspended previously and still be on it until all the adjudication is done. They would stay on the report.
Okay, thank you kindly.
Any other questions, comments? Yeah, Commissioner Presley.
This is a little bit separate from this report, but it's a carryover from the MCO's conversation that was held several months ago. Do we know if that investigation is completed and if systems have been put in place to ensure that it doesn't happen again?
Systems have been put in place. I can't speak on the investigation. I'm sure it's being en routed somewhere. I will have to follow with the leadership regarding that because I know you do want a copy of it. The board does want a copy. But systems have been put in place for that. We are conducting quarterly audits. We are working on the second audit for the quarter for this year. And then we have procedures in place for when licensing does come down, where they are routed to, who signs for them, and how they get carried out. So we have been working hand in hand with police personnel, HR, our leadership, and MCOs. But yes, systems have been put in place.
Great, thank you. And between the chair and the chief, do we know when that investigation might be concluded?
I do not have the information, but I can route that information to the chief of police and through my leadership, and then over to you all.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Any other Go ahead,
through the
Commissioner.
chair, we have been communicating with Chief Bedison, like last month about that, and they said they're wrapping up that investigation, so they're getting close to it. So don't, but I think a follow-up with the chief should suffice too as well. Another follow-up.
Thank you.
Thank you, commissioners. Any other questions? I do have a couple as it relates to the career fairs you mentioned. They're going to be here at headquarters then?
No, ma'am. They will be at the Detroit Police Training Center, and that
Okay.
is 6050 Linwood, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Thank you. Appreciate the report.
Thank you.
The report from the board secretary, Madam Secretary.
Madam Chair, the report today includes the incoming communications that you have listed, the weekly reports, also recommendation for administrative leave without pay, retaining medical benefits of the named police officer, the policy committee memorandum, and announcement of the upcoming meetings. Our next board meeting is next Thursday, 3 p.m. here at Public Safety Headquarters. The community meeting for August, Thursday, August 14th, 6:30 p.m. 5th Precinct is our location at Community Center at A.B. Ford Park. That's located 100 Lenox Street in Detroit. Committee meetings upcoming, next Wednesday, July 23rd, 2025, 4 p.m., Personnel and Training Committee, and on Wednesday, July 30th, 4 p.m., Towing Committee. Both committee meetings will be held in the Woodward Room here at Police Headquarters. And that's the report for today, ma'am.
Thank you, Secretary. Now, unfinished business is on the agenda. Unfinished business.
It's Commissioner Bernard.
Commissioner Bernard, there's a motion to adopt a policy.
Yes, Madam Chair, I gotta see if I can see. Okay, yeah. Everyone has received the policy committee's memorandum and our recommendations, which included that the policy committee, as a result of the meeting that the policy committee held on Tuesday, July 8th. By direction of the policy committee, I move to adopt the following directive as policy. Item number 7A, directive number 306.1, evidence property.
There's a motion made. We don't need a second, right? It comes.
No second is required when the motion comes from a committee composed of more than one person.
Thank you. Motion has been made. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. And now, under new business,
Yes, I would like to make a motion to post the following vacant positions within the approved fiscal year 2025-2026 budget to be posted for applications. 2 administrative assistant positions for the Office of Chief Investigator and 1 administrative assistant, 2 positions for the BOPC Office Administration.
okay, a motion has been made. Is there a second?
Second.
Been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Go
Yes.
ahead.
Yes, just, I don't understand the motion. Maybe you could clarify a little?
Yes, these are vacant positions. We got approved in the budget to bring in 2 new administrative assistants in OCI, and then we hired 2 for here in BOPC, and 1 vacated the position, so we have to interview for them. So we have to have it posted, and so that we could do interviews through the Personnel and Training Committee.
Okay, so just for the community's benefit, so that will mean how many employees do we have at OCI then?
I can't give you that number off
I
the
think it's
top of my
about
head.
34, isn't it, or close to that?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. And then how many for the administration for BOPC? Well, you can let us know next meeting. That's
Yes.
fine. Okay, thank you.
These positions were approved in the budget, correct?
I
Yes.
understand that.
All right. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. I'll entertain a motion for an adjournment.
So move.
Move. Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Thank you. The meeting's adjourned. Thank you for coming.
31 position OCI Warfield. Text me.